And welcome back to Raleigh, North Carolina, the beautiful Cardinal Gibbons High School on a beautiful Saturday afternoon as we bring you to the girls' high school All-America game is in the books. The West with a 5-0 win as now we get you set for the boys' high school All-America game presented exclusively right here on NSCAA TV. Dean Linke along with Kyle Straub as you take a look right there at the West team. They're in black, white, and black. The East team will be in all white. And let's go ahead and meet the rosters for both teams. We'll start with the East All-Americans as Kyle Straub will join us now in the booth to break down the roster for the East, starting with the goalkeepers and the defenders for the East team.
You have Nate Coomer and Mike Olcutt in goal, the two goalkeepers. Sure that they'll probably play a half each. And then you have your defenders, Mickey Watson, going to Loyola. Francis Tuahena, he's going to Michigan. And then three undecideds in Colin Dworsky, Aramus Momo, and Stephen Dovey.
Of course, Colin Dworsky, a Cary Academy product right here just outside of Raleigh, North Carolina. He'll have a big fan base as well. Those are the goalkeepers and the defenders for the East team. Let's take a look at the midfielders now for the East team here in the 2014 Boys High School All-America game.
Yeah, Austin Maloney, Connor Smith, Sam Jester, Penn State, Maryland, and NGIT, all respectively. Jack Harrison from Berkshire School in Massachusetts, Gavin Barger, and Brian Hawkins. He'll stay right up in New Jersey and go to Rutgers.
Three Big Ten teams represented there. Austin Maloney, of course, Connor Maloney already starring for Smiling Bob Warming. Sasha Sorosky, the rich get richer, as he'll add Connor Smith. Of course, in the ACC, you see Wake Forest with a big addition for Jay Vidovich and Jack Harrison, and then Rutgers, new to the Big Ten this year, Brian Hawkins. Those are the midfielders. Let's take a look now at the forwards for the East team.
Start off right up top, Trevor Davuk going to Boston College, another ACC one, and then we'll go with another ACC guy in Tyler Gabara, as he's going to go to NC State. Derek McKinnon, Justin Donawa. You have Tresser Buyu, who is undecided, and more undecided than you see on the women's side is you also have Con Ilgin, Bruce Jeter, Ben Kinney, and Tristan Gardner.
Take a look at number 8, Tyler Gabara. He is the son of the very talented Jim Gabara, star for the U.S. full national team, both outdoors and indoors. His wife, Karen Jennings Gabara, won a Women's World Cup in 1991, starting up top for Anson Dorrance, along with Michelle Akers and April Heinrichs. Karen, Crazy Legs Jennings, now Karen Gabara. I'll tell you, in the first game, Lauren Harks, the son of John and Cindy Harks, two great players. The same there for Gabara, as that's the East roster. Let's take a look now at the West roster as both teams getting lined up. We'll take a look here at the goalkeepers and defenders. Goalkeepers for the West team, Luke Barbie, Wes Bergevin. Your defenders, Matthew Holland, Dalton Souter, and Eddie Sadie. As you see there, West Point, Furman, and San Jose, couple undecided. Your midfielders for the West team, there's a lot of them. Landon Paul, he's undecided. Jared Timmer will go to Butler. Hunter Baroni, who is one of the younger brothers of the talented Dominic and Mark Baroni, who played for Damon Rensing. He'll go to Michigan State next year. Sam Stockton, talented player from Louisville, will play for Todd Yeagley. Patrick Johansson going to Cal Poly. Steve Sampson, the new coach there. Congratulations to him. Samir Sabanovich is undecided, along with Brett Vesia and Jack Veith. Corbin Anderson will go to Washington. Robert DeWitt III will go to Xavier. And DeJuan Jones, Michigan Mr. Soccer, will also play for Damon Rensing. And now your forwards for the West team. Austin Halsey, Thomas Hewlin will go to Notre Dame. Edward Opoku is undecided. Indiana with another big player in Jordan Klein, and Kyle Kanegi, he will go to Yale. Now the coaches here, and you cannot get it done without these coaches. I'll do the West. Mike McLaughlin from St. Ignatius High. What a job he's done there in Cleveland. John Moody, Sheffield, Mass, Berkshire School. Scott Waller, big personality from Gonzaga High. in Washington, D.C., and then Robert Wilcher up in Asheville, North Carolina. Those are the East coaches.
On the west side, out of Lexington, Kentucky, you have Todd Briggs, Craig Ewing at St. Thomas Aquinas, Matt Longo, and Bill Veith from Quincy, Illinois, and Evansville, Indiana.
All right, and of course we couldn't do it without the great support of our presenting sponsors. Of course, Continental Tire, innovative technology, driving confidence. Learn more at continentaltire.com. And how about Summit Hospitality? Ian Sowers. Today's game is presented by the Hyatt Place Durham South Point, Fairfield Inn and Suites Marriott Durham South Point, and the Hilton Garden Inn. And we take you back out to the field. You see the teams right there getting introduction. Every single player, every coach.
And, I mean, we talked about it throughout that women's game, and as they are introducing the west side, the men getting ready to enjoy themselves and go out there and have some fun. This is the last high school soccer type of game that you're going to play. I'm sure that players on the east side, having just seen what happened in the women's game, 5-0 win for the West, going to give them a little bit more motivation. Let's get the East a win here.
Good-looking uniforms as we thank Adidas as well.
Park Central High, Brooklyn Park, Minnesota.
See the West being introduced. That was Eddie Sadie, who will play at San Jose State. Another one of those teams featured on NSCAA TV. And then DeJuan Jones, your last player, Michigan Mr. Soccer, East Lansing High. See the coaches out there. Todd Bretz from Lexington, Kentucky. Craig Ewing right there. And Matt Longo, his dad, Frank Longo, worked with him at U.S. Soccer, a legendary figure. Is Matt Longo, the head coach at Quincy, Illinois, and Bill Veith from Evansville, Indiana at Ritz Memorial.
Little surprised here that there's a decent amount of undecided for the men's side, but nobody from either of the national championship teams represented so far today.
All right, take a look here now at the players as we show them all to you one at a time. That's a good look at Michael Outcott from St. Ignatius High. His coach, Mike McLaughlin, is also here. That's Mickey Watson right there from South Kent School. He'll go to Loyola. There's Austin Maloney. Looks a lot like his brother, Connor. He will go to Penn State for Smiling Bob Warming.
Tua Henna right there.
Tua Henna will play at Michigan for Shaka Daly, the former Providence coach.
Steal for the Wolverines to take him out of Connecticut and bring him up to East Lansing.
That's Trevor Devach. Here's Colin Dworsky. That's the local product, Cary Academy, and a big cheer for the Cary, North Carolina Star.
Aramus Momo right there. Momo is going to take his talents, and not really sure where he's going to go yet. Out of Maryland, so maybe Maryland will get a little bit richer, maybe not.
He's from McDonald School, where Connor Smith will go to Maryland and play. And we mentioned Tyler Gabera. You see him right there, the son of Jim and Karen Gabera, as he is from Annapolis, and he will play right here in Raleigh at NC State.
It does not have far to travel at all. As you see, Derek McKinnon right there going to St. Joseph's. Sam Jester, NJIT, is next. Jack Harrison after him, going to Wake Forest.
There's Jack Harrison. You see him right on your screen. Great job by our crew staying with him as we meet all the players here for the East team. That's number 12, Stephen Dovey. He's undecided.
Stephen Dovey is undecided. Gavin Barger going to Pennsylvania. Stole him out of Maryland. Jim Donawa out of Sheffield, Mass. Going to Dartmouth.
Justin
Donawa, I'm sorry on that one.
Trezor Bouyu. You see Tresor Bouyu right there. He is undecided from Charlotte, North Carolina. He's got some friends from Charlotte about 2 hours away.
A little bit of a local boy. And Con Ilgin going to, not really sure again because he's out of New York, undecided.
There's Brian Hawkins from Notre Dame High School. He'll go to Rutgers.
Bruce Jeter. This one I'm familiar because Monroe Woodbury, Section 9 back in New York. That's where I'm from. As there is Bruce Jeter, that was one of my rivals at Central Valley High School. He's going to stay in New York and go to Marist.
He's injured, so he will not be able to get into the game. But Ben Kinney, you see him right there. He is a monster of a man. And now Tristan Gardner from Hampton Academy. That's the East team. And now the coaches, as they do so much work right there. St. Ignatius, Cleveland, Ohio, Mike McLaughlin. You see John Moody from Sheffield, Mass, Berkshire School. And Scott Waller, Gonzaga High in Washington, D.C. And then Robert Wilcher from Asheville, North Carolina, T.C. Roberson High. And, of course, all of this done under the direction of Eric Stratman and his fantastic crew, as we now will pause for the national anthem, getting you set for the 2014 Boys High School All-America game here on NSCAA TV. Beautiful day to play two here, and why not? The 2014 Boys and Girls High School All-America Games coming to you live from Raleigh, North Carolina, the beautiful Cardinal Gibbons High School, one of the elite high schools in North Carolina for the second year in a row hosting this event. This year, they've added the Boys High School All-America Game 2 years in a row for the Girls High School All-America Game. And once again, the West wearing the black jerseys, the East wearing the white.
And we do not have to worry about the problem they had last year with the men's game. We're not going to get 10 inches of snow today. It is about 65 degrees out still. So snow and weather not going to be a factor in this game. We'll be able to get the full 90.
I want to thank again Eric Stratman, along with Matt Longo, Mike McLaughlin, Tara Madigan, and Chrissy Rabadon, who have been so instrumental in helping Eric Stratman put on this game, as well as Jennifer Robinell, Nicole Flores from Summit Hospitality and the Hyatt Place Hilton Garden Inn and Fairfield Inn, all located at South Point. Tim Mann and Subway North Carolina. I want to thank Adidas for supplying all of the apparel for the game. And a thank you to soccer.com and the NJGCA as well. And got to thank Tim Healy, the head coach of the Cardinal Gibbons High School men's soccer team, along with Todd Schuler, the fine AD here at Cardinal Gibbons. Also want to thank our crew on NSCAA TV. He's Kyle Straub. I'm Dean Linke. And, boy, it's so nice. Let's bring the girls back out after this game and keep on going here, Kyle. Perfect day.
I'm good with it. I'll do soccer all day long. This is a lot of fun. And you can't get better weather. We mentioned it so many different times, but absolutely blessed to get the weather that we got today.
All right, getting ready to start the second game here at Cardinal Gibbons High School. Huge weekend. The Castle Showcase Tournament going on. The College Cup going on as well.
And right across the street, you have some high school state championship games going on at NC State's football stadium. So a lot going on, as you said, in this area.
All right, the West wearing the black jerseys over the ball, ready to get started. And you mentioned the young player on crutches. He's actually on the field for the moment. You see him right there for the East, Bruce Jeter from Monroe Woodbury. He'll go to Marist, and a special treat as he's on the field just for a second before he'll hobble off.
And we saw them do this in the first game with an injured player for the women. Still want to be able to get him into the game, get him a touch, and then he'll come off. Semi-finalists in the Final Four state championship, the first time ever that Monroe Woodbury was there, and A big part of it was because of Bruce Jeter, first team NSCAA All-American, and 2014 Section 9 Class AA title winners this year, team MVP and All-State. Has had a magnificent career. I'm glad he was not playing when I was back in high school. As I mentioned, same section, would not have wanted to go against somebody like that.
Plus, I've seen you play, Kyle, and you would
That's
be
a secret.
in
You
trouble.
you can't tell people that. Come on.
Nice touch of class, though, by Eric Stratman and everybody involved here in the boys' high school All-America game to give Bruce Jeter a little bit of time on the field, recovering from the injury, as we wish him well. Underway, Cardinal Gibbons High School, Raleigh, North Carolina. The East in white from head to toe. The West with the black jerseys, black socks.
Just like in the women's game, expect these first couple of minutes just to be both teams kind of feeling each other out until they finally can get into the flow of things, and you'll see the talent take over and you'll see some good soccer, but maybe a rough first 3 or 4 minutes here as they fall into the flow. West taking possession.
Luke Barbie in goal for the West, I do believe.
Barbie from Sacramento, California.
It's not Luke Barbet. It's actually Wes Bergevin in goal for the West. No starting lineups are given here. Very fluid, as you can imagine, as everybody will play.
Bervigan was 15 shutouts this year, helped to lead his team to the Class 3A state championship in Illinois.
Eddie Sadie will try to clean it up for the West. High pressure coming from the East, and Jack Harrison. The goalkeepers for the East are Noah Kummer and Mikhail Outcott.
And Kummer starting in goal for the East.
It'll go out of bounds. Throw in back to the East. Just underway, 3 minutes in here. Cardinal Gibbons High School, wonderful hosts for the 2014 Boys and Girls High School All-America game, presented by Summit Hospitality Group and Continental Tire, as well as Subway North Carolina. Great move inside. Top of the 18, Sadie. He'll play at San Jose State. It'll be a corner kick for the East. Dangerous opportunity. It'll fall once again to Atuahena. Atuahena wearing number 3. He's going to Michigan.
Currently ranked number 25 overall by College Soccer News. The 13th ranked midfield prospect.
Coming forward for the throw-in for the East, number 13, Gavin Barger. Now the West, Sabanovich from Grand Rapids, Michigan, undecided. Buyu from Charlotte, North Carolina, as they try to play it forward to Atuahena. West, here's Hunter Baroni. Mentioned Dominic and Mark, who starred at Michigan State. And there's a younger brother, Baroni, as well, that is undecided on where he's going to go.
Baroni started his high school career off on the right foot, was an all-state selection as a freshman back in 2011.
Yulin with a pretty good push, dropping it here to Sabanovic. Sabanovic inside. And a save.
First shot of the day from Sabanovic, leading goal scorer for East Kentwood High, earned all conference honors.
Coomer in goal will go to Bowling Green. He's from Dayton, Ohio, went to Carroll High School. The West. Dropped over, looking for Baroni. Still loose. Baroni will take the shot. Deflected corner kick for the West.
Kyle Kanagi, with the first touch, was trying to get it across to Baroni. We'll see the replay. And just before that is when it was taken away. You see Hustle stays with it and is finally able to connect with Baroni, but the deflection from the backline defense.
So corner kick for the West. It'll be taken here now by number 12, Thomas Yulin, Henry Clay High School, Lexington, Kentucky. He'll play for Bobby Clark and Notre Dame. They won the national championship last year. Tomorrow, Virginia and UCLA will determine who wins it this year. Coomer is there, still loose.
Baroni had a great opportunity off the rebound. Was a little surprised that that ball fell at his feet. Little athleticism there from Matt Holland. Couldn't quite see it, but had to jump over some cables, avoid our cameraman.
Throw in, center back, Dalton Souder. He'll go to Furman. Furman had a great year, really had the University of Washington on their heels. They were leading in penalty kicks after 2 overtimes and could have finished it and were not able to, and then it went to sudden death on the penalty kicks, and they lost to Washington, and Washington went to Michigan State and lost to the Spartans. Played out wide left, trying to track it down for the West. Number 21, Kyle Kanagi, Lisle, Illinois. He'll play at Yale. Not bad.
Great one touch in the midfield from Sabanovic, and you just mentioned losing in PKs, something that you never want to happen, because when it goes to PKs, you never know what could happen or what will happen.
Won't have penalty kicks here no matter what the score. They'll play 90. The West stay with it. The West again coached by Todd Bretz, Craig Ewing, Matt Longo, and Bill V. The East, Mike McLaughlin, John Moody, Scott Waller, and Robert Wilcher. Goal kick. At halftime, we'll visit with Rob Kehoe, the Director of College Programs for the NSCAA, talking about another great year on NSCAA TV and developments in college soccer. Eric Stratman, the incredible, tireless worker for this high school All-America game at the boys and girls, will stop by, and Tim Healy, the head coach of Cardinal Gibbons as well. And it's almost 1-0 as coming out there is Bergevin. And lucky it's not 1-0.
And finally breaking through was the East on that break counterattack. And saw it from the women. The East just can't find a way to get it in the back of the net in these games, apparently. Plenty of time for them to change that, though.
Here comes the West. Baroni was hoping to find Sam Stockton. Those two will face each other in Big Ten play next year. Stepping in there again, Thomas Yulin winning it for the West. Played up top, dropped again, now back to Stockton. And the flag is up, though. It'll come back now to the East.
So far, the West really controlling possession through the first 9.5 minutes so far. A couple of shots for them on goal.
Good look at Stephen Dovai, Smithtown West, Smithtown, New York. He's undecided. Wearing number 12 for the East in white. They'll spread it to the left. It'll fall to the feet there of Gavin Varger. He's going to play at Penn. Great ball over the top. Pushing forward is the East. Can they make it 1-0? Good save, though, by Bergevin from Hinsdale, Illinois.
Good save. Didn't quite control that rebound, but was able to get to it before the East was able to take advantage of that loose ball.
Taken away by Barger. It'll fall to Connor Smith. He'll switch it. This is Harrison, Jack Harrison. He's going to Wake Forest. He'll play for Jay Vidovich. Now Barger, wearing 13. Trying to thread the needle to Atua Henna.
Great thought there to try and get that one through. Just a little bit out in front. Barger ranked number 1 and number 19. So number 1 in the state of Maryland, number 19 overall. Attended the U18 men's national training camp back in October.
Flag is up. Step too early for Trevor Davok to the Rivers School, Western Mass. He'll go to Boston College. Here comes the West. Sabanovic is in. Sabanovic stood up there by Coomer.
Good job from Sabanovic showing off the speed. Took on 3 defenders and the goalkeeper. You see that touch to the middle and the goalkeeper with a good angle. But Sabanovic, as I already told you, the leading goal scorer at East Kentwood High, trying to get the first one here this afternoon for the West.
Baroni will take the corner kick for the West. Baroni with that right foot. Set deep in the 18. Squared back across. About 15 minutes in here in the first half.
Ilgen trying to push it forward for the East. Helped lead Mattituck High to the New York Class B state title this past year. Was named the Finals MVP.
Booyu does well to win it and keep it in bounds for the East. Barger played quickly here now to Smith. Smith will switch it with his left foot, far side. The West can counter. They don't exactly have numbers. They play it up top, trying to find number 10, Sabanovic.
You mentioned Booyu on that last attack for the East. He had 91 goals, 37 assists in his career, Dean, and those are some really good numbers. It goes even more impressive when I tell you that that happened in a 2-year span. 91 goals in just 2 seasons for Booyu.
Outstanding numbers. Taken away there by Corbin Anderson. He'll play at Washington. Pretty good ball. Finds the feet of Baroni. Baroni, drop back here. Push to Stockton. Stockton pushed just outside the 18 by Sadie. They'll let him play on. Forward here now to Atua Henna. Atua Henna is there. Atua Henna, great move. Atua Henna can finish, and he does. And it's 1-0 East.
Francis Atua Henna uses 2 great moves to lose the defenders. You see the first one here, helped out by the turf a little bit as the defender falls, but then a little juke move, dekes out the goalkeeper. First goal in over 90 minutes for an East team because the women were shut out, but in the men's side, the East with the 1-0 win, or the 1-0 lead, over 40 goals and over 25 assists scored by Atua Henna in his high school career.
And an injured player, you hate to see that in an All-America game. And Atua Henna put such a good move
And that's the defender that fell. Looked like his footing let go on the turf. He slipped down and being helped off. You hope it's nothing serious. See the replay here. Just loses his footing. Hopefully it's just a rolled ankle and nothing too serious, but you see him grabbing at the left leg.
Dalton Souter, number 5. Great move by Atua Henna. He'll play for Shaka Daly in Ann Arbor.
Souter, the 2014, was named to the U.S. Youth Soccer Nationals Best 11 Under-19 team. Helped his team win the 2014 Missouri Class 4 state title.
Under 30 minutes left here in the first half. It's 1-0. The East with the lead. Atua Henna with the goal. Was Mickey Watson, number 1, with that sliding tackle a moment ago. It'll go out of bounds. It'll be a goal kick for the East.
Watson actually started playing on the varsity squad, not as a freshman as a lot of these players, but he started when he was in 8th grade. Played at Episcopal Academy. Aramus Momo coming in for the East. Out of Owings Mill, Maryland, 2 players on this East squad. Played at the same high school. That had to have been one heck of a team. Both of them undecided. Excuse me, Momo undecided. His teammate Connor Smith has committed to Maryland.
Pushing forward there was Mickey Watson, number 1 in white. He'll play at Loyola, Maryland. Battle in the midfield, one back by the West. They trail 1-0. As the West getting ready to bring 5 players into the game. Sabanovich. Tried a nifty move, but great defending. And if you're tuning in expecting to just see goal after goal, one of the reasons why they're All-America is these defenders can really play. So that was a great tackle right there.
Yeah, these guys can score a lot of goals as far as the forwards, the midfielders, but don't take anything or any credit away from these defenders. They are world class. They don't allow goals to be scored, which is what makes this so much fun. You have your best goal scorers and your best defenders from keeping it going in.
Coming into the game now for the West, 5 players. Number 2, Landon Paul. He's a midfielder from Edwardsville, Illinois. Number 11, Brett Basia from Capitol High, Boise, Idaho. Both those players undecided. Number 17, Edward Opuku. He's also undecided, Millbrook School in New York. Number 18, Robert DeWitt III. He's from Kansas City. He'll go to Xavier. And another attack coming forward is number 20, Jordan Klein from Avon, Indiana. He'll play for Todd Yeagley in the Indiana Hoosiers.
Ben Kinney threatening the West, getting a corner kick here for the East. As a senior, Ben, an all-conference member, all-district member, and all-state out of Ohio, was also named his team's MVP.
Corner kick for the East. Sun still beating down here mid-December. Here's a great shot. Somehow just elbowed to get a hand on it was Wes Bergevin as the shot coming there from Sam Jester, number 10.
What a great shot from Jester, and just enough of a hand on it that he's able to push it up into the crossbar. But what a great job from Jester to be able to take that ball out of midair and strike it the way he just did. Jester, the Delaware State Player of the Year in 2014, was the runner-up for Player of the Year in 2013.
It'll fall now to Opuku. Opuku still undecided. He's pushed from behind. It'll be a free kick opportunity for the West wearing the black jerseys. Good to see Souter moving around a little bit more.
Good spot. I was just getting ready to look down and see how he was doing. Walking around on the sideline is always a good show, a good indicator that hopefully it's not anything too serious.
Goal kick now for the East. They lead it 1-0. The goal from Francis Atuhena. Atuhena with the only goal. Here's Opuku. He's been busy off the bench for the West. Looked like a handball on Watson. Nobody really argues it, so they'll play on. Eddie Sadie, number 34, will drop it back to Bergevin. Near the midway point here of the first half. 2014 Boys High School All-America game. Right before this one, it was the Girls High School All-America game, and it was all West, 5-0 over the East.
Eddie Sadie clearing that one out for the West. Sadie, a 5-year varsity Leonard winner, All-State in his senior year.
Top of the 18, now in. Coomer comes out, Carroll High School, Dayton, Ohio.
Poku tried to flick that one onto himself inside the 18, but heads up play there by Coomer to come off the line and grab it up. Poku holds the Millbrook school record for goals scored. 85 in his career from Ghana. He attended the Right to Dream Academy before coming over to the States, the number 28 overall prospect. Must have been a fun time for him during this past World Cup, the U.S. versus Ghana. You're in this country where everybody is going for the U.S., and he's one of the few people who are rooting for Ghana, and that game was a spectacular game.
Unbelievable game. Actually watched that game in Paris, France with NSCAA TV and Ian Barker and several great coaches, as well as the fantastic crew from Ohio University, bringing you coverage of the NSCAA European Coaches Tour right here on NSCAA TV. Only 2 years old, NSCAA TV, and they put on well over 100 games, summits, symposiums, the convention, and so much more. Middle of the park. Remind everybody again, Tuesday at 1 o'clock on NSCAA TV, we'll have the announcements of the 2014 NSCAA Coaches Awards, all level of college, as well as high school, and even a Coach of the Year at the youth level. Tuesday, 1 o'clock, NSCAA TV. Back across. Coomer's there.
Long throw out from Coomer. Impressive there that he was able to throw that ball so far. Helped spark the counterattack quickly for the East.
Quick ball from Ben Kinney, Dublin, Ohio. Looks more like a middle linebacker. The guy's all arms, wrestler. I mean, just a strong-looking young man, Kinney. The West. Flag is up. Testing that line once again, number 17, Opuku. All right. 3 players getting ready to check in for the East when they can. Midfielder Austin Maloney. He'll go to Penn State. Connor Maloney, fantastic player there. Tyler Gabara, the son of Jim and Karen Gabara, getting ready to check in, as well as number 17, Brian Hawkins. 6 players coming in for the East team, 3 for the West team. We'll get to those in a minute. Now joined by my longtime broadcast partner on Fox Soccer, now NSCAA TV, the 20-year plus head coach at Georgetown, Keith Tabatstik, and Keith in town for the College Cup. Thanks for dropping by, Keith.
Hey, Dean, it's great to be here. Thanks for having me in.
Beautiful day. Keith, you brought great weather as well. What a great weekend for youth soccer, the Castle Showcase, the College Cup, and now here today.
Well, I'll tell you what, there's so much going on right now, and I think surrounding the College Cup with the youth showcases, whenever that did start, was a fantastic idea. We see at the game last night, so many youth teams there, and of course they're all trying to become part of the college programs as well, like the players that we see out here as well.
Hearing the voice of Keith Tabatsnik, my longtime broadcast partner for the NSCAA College Soccer Special. Pushing forward, Opoku has been busy. Opoku once again challenging Watson, and that one will roll out of bounds, deflection, and a corner kick. The girls' game, it was all West, 5-0. The boys' game here, and I'll tell you what, some of these players going to some big-time programs you're familiar with: Notre Dame, Michigan State, Indiana, Butler, Washington, Maryland, NC State. Impressive schools.
No, it is. Looking at the program and watch this corner kick, Dean.
Corner kick for the West. Veith sent back in, headed low.
Yeah, no, you're saying that, going to some really good schools. Quite a number of these players still looking to make their decision, but also coming from great programs as well. You see that players from the Hotchkiss School, Berkshire School, John Moody, one of the coaches as well.
Cross for the East. Good ball from Jack Harrison, trying to find Derek McKinnon. It'll bounce away from McKinnon. The West will see if they can counter. It'll fall to the feet now of Jordan Klein, number 20. Klein will go to Indiana. Inside the 18, great move, kept alive there by number 17, Brian Hawkins, who will play at Rutgers.
Yeah, no, I tell you what, that was a good little play by him going through there and the defender, of course, Dean had to be really careful there not to take him down, but saw that cross before. You know what that reminded me of, Dean, is Providence's goal last night, that left-footed cross, and how impressive were they actually?
Incredible. I feel just absolutely terrible for Providence and their talented senior captain who, boy, just heartbreak city. That happens in soccer.
Well, it does, and there's no guarantees in it. But I'll tell you, in honesty, I thought they were the better team last night. Although, as you know, I feel UCLA from the beginning might be the most talented.
And it'll be UCLA and Virginia on Sunday. Who do you like in that one, Keith?
Well, I've watched both of them now a couple times and saw Virginia when they beat Georgetown. And Virginia's just a hard team to beat. I think UCLA's overall maybe has more talent. They didn't show it last night, though, and they're going to have to come out playing a lot sharper, I think, tomorrow to be able to beat UVA. But they were my early season picks. I'll stay with UCLA.
DeJuan Jones, number 37, in black for the West, the Michigan Soccer Player of the Year, Mr. Soccer in Michigan. He'll play for Damon Rensing at Michigan State. Opoku has been busy. He'll drop it back to Sadie. Sadie will go to San Jose State, and Sadie tries to bomb it long. We mentioned now into the game Tyler Gabara, number 8 for the East. Of course, you remember his dad, Jim, who's now a coach for NWSL and women's soccer. His mom, Karen Jennings Gabara. Yes. Just like Lauren Harks in the first game. That's pretty good between John and Cindy. Pretty good genes.
So they're doing pretty well. It's not a bad soccer family. I think they got some good backyard games going on as they grow up. Actually, saw him play as a young kid as well in the ODP system, Tyler Gabara. And he hasn't disappointed what he looked like he was going to be back then.
Derek McKinnon taken down. The West will have it. Dean Linke, Kyle Straub, and joined for a little bit here by Keith Tabatsnik, longtime broadcast partner for the NSCAA College Soccer Special, 20-plus years at Georgetown. And a great weekend for soccer. Keith in town for the College Cup, of course. Here is McKinnon. Played over here now to Gabar. Keith, Academy soccer is so big, but, John Hark's telling us for the girls' game, the camaraderie and the team spirit and everything about high school soccer, he's still a big proponent for. Your thoughts?
I agree with John. I agree with John 100%. I think it was a tremendous mistake by the Academy to eliminate high school soccer as an option for the players. I think it should be an option. It should be the player's choice. And there's so much more that goes into high school soccer that you don't get in the clubs, whether it's academy or anything else. It's playing for your colors, having to get grades to be able to be eligible as well. Kind of sounds like college where they're going to be going.
Colin Dworsky, the local product with the long throw-in. Good stuff from Keith Tabatsnik. And Keith, finally, your thoughts on what Rob Kehoe has been working on for college soccer, the split season, and what that means.
Well, I think it's so important for the quality of the game. There's no question that we play too many games in a short period of time You got offside there, Dean. In a short period of time in college soccer, and it's the athlete's well-being. The product of the game's going to be better. You get injured in college soccer right now, you're likely to miss a third of the season. Even if it's a minor injury. And you look at a guy. Look at UVA, Eric Bird, their top player. It's a groin injury. It's not a bad groin injury, but he's missed the entire NCAA playoffs to the last 12 minutes of last night. And hopefully we'll be able to play, in the weekend. If they didn't have so many games, those types of injuries, overuse injuries, won't happen.
Great stuff. Good opinions. Good commentary, as always. Keith Tabatsnik, longtime Georgetown coach. A little bonus coverage here, Keith. Wasn't expecting this. Delighted to have you. Thanks for stopping by, and always a pleasure. Want to wish you happy holidays, of course, to you and your family.
Thank you, Dean. Happy holidays to everybody out there as well. Enjoy it.
All right, good stuff. Keith Tabatsnik, longtime color commentator for the NSCA College Soccer Special, and kind enough to stop by for the 2014 Boys High School All-America game. It's 1-0 here for the East. Maloney had it for a moment. Kyle Straub now back in the booth.
Quality of the show back down low.
That's not true. As we also want to learn about all of these players, and Kyle does such a great job with his research. That's Trezor Bouyu from Charlotte, North Carolina.
Just to reiterate what he was just saying about the extended college season, think that would be absolutely amazing if they were able to split it and spread it out throughout a year. The biggest point I think he hit on was the quality of play that you'd be able to see at that point instead of losing players to little injuries.
DeJuan Jones. "13 minutes and change left here in the first half." Again, we'll be joined by Rob Kehoe, the Director of College Programs for the NSCAA at halftime. Here's a steal for the East. Can they make it 2-0? Great decision there by Bouyu. Didn't really have the angle, didn't shoot it, and he earns a corner kick.
Bouyu had, I said, 91 goals in his 2 years, 56 in his senior year. That led the entire state of North Carolina. Was the NC Player of the Year and was a two-time North Carolina All-State.
Corner kick taken by the East. The West wins it. They quickly play it out, trying to push it up top to Opoku. Opoku has been dangerous since coming on for the West. He'll drop it over. Does he get it back? Top of the 18. Good touch. He can shoot. Nice final tackle coming in there at the last minute by the East, just in the nick of time.
Man, that was a great run from Opoku and a great move to get free in the middle of the box. But defense coming over Colin Dworsky to make the tackle at the last minute.
Justin Donawa getting ready to check in for the East, along with Gavin Barger, who started the game, looking to check back in. The East on top by a score of 1-0. As you're watching the 2014 Boys High School All-America game presented by the Summit Hospitality Group, Hyatt Place, Durham, South Point, as well as Continental Tire and Subway North Carolina, Adidas, Soccer.com, and all the great friends of Eric Stratman, who's done an amazing job now in his 4th year directing the boys game, 2nd year on the girls side.
He has done a great job. And Dworsky, want to throw this one in there, the defender that makes that tackle to help save the 1-0 lead. A defender in high school, both his junior and senior year, led his team in scoring, even though he is playing in that back line.
Big time save for the local product from Cary Academy, Cary, North Carolina, right here in the triangle. Patrick Johansson taken away by Austin Maloney. Maloney wearing that number 2 jersey. He's pushed just a little bit. Doesn't get the call. Still doesn't get the call. I thought maybe he would get it back after the push as they let him play. Flag stays down. Opoku is in and stripped away by the goal scorer, Atua Henna.
He has looked impressive. And you go back to Maloney. 35 goals, 28 assists. They came in just 2 years. He played his freshman and his senior year, led Mid-Penn in goals and points this past season, 33 goals in his senior year, 18 assists. That's 84 points for him that year, number 70 prospect, according to College Soccer News.
Atua Henna showing his versatility as he's dropped back to center back. Although it does look like Mickey Watson, the big center back who started the game. He is a monster of a man. Southgate, Connecticut. He'll play at Loyola, Maryland, looking to come on. Watson will come on. Atua Henna will stay in the game. Also coming back now here is Ben Kinney, wearing number 19, as well as Sam Jester, number 10. Jester, who had that big-time shot a few minutes ago. There you see him, number 10. And the East leading 1-0, under 10 minutes remaining here in the first half.
As I said before, Jester, runner-up for the Delaware Player of the Year last year, goes ahead and wins it this year. Also 2014 Flight A Conference Player of the Year. Had 73 goals, 38 assists in his high school career. East seems to be controlling this one a little more, Dean, except when the West is able to get Opoku free. He's really been the only threat for the West consistently so far.
Long ball for the West. Jared Timmer, Unity Christian High School, Hudsonville, Michigan. He'll play at Butler. Tyler Gabara, number 8. Look at Gabara make a nice run. Wow, slicing and dicing. Here comes Tyler Gabara. Dropped over just outside the 18. A great 40-yard run from Gabara. Now Hawkins, he'll switch it to Barger. Maloney trying to run it down.
Gabara attended the Real Madrid CF Select Training Program last year in 2013. Was an NSC All-American this past year in his senior year.
High pressure now coming from the east. On the turn here is Matthew Holland from Overland Park, Kansas. That's Landon Paul, just got a little piece of it. Falls to the feet there of Robert DeWitt III. He's from Kansas City, and he'll play for Andy Fleming and Xavier with that big win over Indiana in the NCAA tournament. Looked like the West was going to get a go. Patrick Johansson, though, not on frame.
Johansson just couldn't. Probably should have settled that one, gathered himself to take the shot, tries to play it out of the air, just sends it wide. Senior year, Patrick helped to lead Marin Academy to its 4th consecutive league championship and the North Coast section title, and again received the league MVP honors. 4-year starter at Marin Academy.
The East with the cross coming from Kinney.
Cross a good idea, but Kinney's got to realize that there's nobody else in the box. It's basically just giving possession away.
Opoku. It's dropped all the way back. Landon Paul, number 2. Wow, good ball. Pushing forward. Kinney. And they'll call a foul a little bit late, seeing what would happen with Kinney. It'll be a free kick opportunity for the team in white. The East, they lead at 1-0 with 6 minutes and change left here in the first half.
I like that call from the referee to allow play because the East had Ben Kinney giving chase. If he could have gotten to it, a 1v1 with the keeper. But as soon as the West has possession, call it back and play it from where the foul occurred originally.
West coaches Todd Bretz, Craig Ewing, Matt Longo, Bill Veith. Talking right now to Thomas Hewlin. as he may sneak in here as well in the final 5. Maloney looks so much like his brother Connor, who absolutely lit up the Big Ten this year, especially early on when Penn State raced out to that undefeated record. Opoku staying with it. Opoku, couple step overs, 40 yards from goal. You don't see that every day. Opoku continues to stay with it. And one too many touches, and he's taken down there by Atua Henna. As Atua Henna came in hard. I'm not sure Atua Henna appreciated all the step overs. Played quickly here. Nope, they'll bring it back. Thought they would.
And Opoku, you know, showing off the talents and the footwork, the ability with the ball at his feet. But you called it maybe one or two too many touches as he gave it away. Look out to the wings for one of his teammates. But when you are the record holder at your school for goals scored, that's what you look to do, is score goals.
Opoku will take the shot. Not on frame. It's still 1-0 East on top.
Got all of that one, but you see him standing there because he knows he got under it just a little bit and sent that one sailing. Great opportunity on the free kick. Just lifts it just a little bit too much off the foot, and it rises over the goal.
Atua Henna, along with Mickey Watson, the center backs at the moment for the East. On the left side, it's Gavin Barger. He has it right now. Open and available is Derek McKinnon, and McKinnon will get it for the East. Pressured there by Landon Paul, and that pressure turns into possession. Opoku, great ball dropped over. A sitter really for number 20, Jordan Klein, and Klein not able to finish.
What a great heel pass from Opoku. See, realizing he has a head defender on his hip, and just sending that one as wide as Klein. Klein set the school record at Avon High with 49 career assists, 57 career goals, both school records. His team went 66-13-8 in his 4 years. Were the runner-up for the state titles last year.
The East pushing forward. Another great run by Justin Donawa, who has looked very good on that right midfield spot for the East, coached by Mike McLaughlin, John Moody, Scott Waller, and Robert Wilcher. Another corner kick, and it'll be Donawa, who will go to Dartmouth. Coming over with him is Tyler Gabara.
Both players looking for the whistle, but nothing from the refs. Field turf it's a nice surface to play on, but it's very easy to lose your footing and trip and fall.
Johansson. Drop to Klein. Klein with the right foot.
Was looking for DeJuan Jones in the box. That cross just a little bit too high for Jones. DeJuan Jones, 2014 Mr. Soccer in Michigan. Was named All-State both his junior and senior year. And I pointed this out a lot with the women. I'll point it out with the men as well. Does it in the classroom as he was a 2013 and 14 academic All-State member.
Atua Henna, the only goal in this one. Then he moved to center back. He'll lose the ball, and he'll have to race back. Let's see what the West can do. Jordan Klein. Klein probably with the best opportunity for the West moments ago. Great pass from Opoku, but just could not put it on frame.
Good takeaway there at midfield by the West.
This is Klein again, dropped, great pass, and the finish. We are tied at 1. The West has equalized.
They were looking for him on the cross. DeJuan Jones just over his head. This time they find him far left. He goes to the right side, catches the post, but gets the bounce into the back of the net to tie this one up at 1, just under a minute when he scores it. Most likely going to send this one tied at halftime at 1 apiece.
DeJuan Jones with the goal. Mr. Michigan, he'll star for Damon Rensing. He got all kind of love as well. So many people in East Lansing putting advertisements in the game program in support of Jones, which gives you a good idea of the kind of young man he is that Kyle Straub just talked about, both on the field and in the classroom. And with that, after 45 minutes of play, we are tied at 1.
East gets the early goal, but West finds a way to tie it up right before halftime. And if this is a regular game, you say, man, it took all of the momentum away, but this one's just for fun. Really nice to see that we have a close game.
Step aside, we come back. We'll spend some time with Eric Stratman, the director of this fantastic event. It's 1-1, East and West, halftime of the 2014 Boys High School All-America game right here on NSCAA TV.
The NSCAA convention to me is probably the best place to get any sort of education.
rise and fall with every run. Above all, you live your love of the game. Whatever you do, get there with Continental Tires and improve your grip with extreme contact traction.
Continental Tire, for what you do.
Welcome back here to Raleigh, North Carolina, Cardinal Gibbons High School. The coaches putting together their plan here, and we want to tell you that the broadcast of this match is authorized by the National Soccer Coaches Association of America. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or other use of any image, sound, account, or description without the express written permission of the NSCAA is strictly prohibited. And we want to thank the great folks at Summit Hospitality Group. And how about the Hyatt Place Durham South Point, Hilton Garden Inn Durham South Point, and the Fairfield Inn and Suites Marriott Durham South Point, your presenting sponsor, along with Continental Tire. Continental Tire, innovative technology, driving confidence. Learn more at continentaltire.com. And Eric Stratman is the assistant coach at Quincy High School, and he is also the director for the fourth year now of the Boys High School All-America Games, second year for the girls, and we caught up with him before we started this afternoon. Eric, first off, thanks for all you do. It's great having the Boys and Girls High School All-America Games. Fourth year you're running the boys, second for the girls. Tell us why you do it and bring so much passion to it.
Well, I think it's something that I saw when you watch like the McDonald's Boys and Girls All-American Games for basketball, or there were football games or whatever. There's nothing for soccer. And so I talked about it for several years, and just finally I got tired of talking about it and just did it. And so I thought if we can get through 1 year, we'll see what year two brings. We got through year two, then we started the girls, and it just now it's become a passion. So, you know, it's for the kids.
You're an assistant coach at Quincy High School soccer. You're so passionate about. Why is it so important?
You know, I don't know why it became so important. It just, you know, I think that I saw kids being torn between having to make a choice with high school or academy, or not playing high school or playing high school. And, you know, I just felt that there needed to be something done for high school kids. We do a lot for the kids that are in academy or that are in ODP or whatever kind of club they want to be on, but there just wasn't this stuff for high school. So I wanted to make high school important. I think high school athletics is important. It's not for everybody, but I do think it's important, and for those that choose to do it, we need to have things for them to do.
Finally, how thrilled are these players to be on NSCAA TV?
I think they love it. I think it's great for, you know, there's kids from all over the country. So you have kids from, Oregon or California or Washington, they're going to get to watch their friends play this game live on TV or on the internet, and that's just awesome. They don't have to worry about making the trek out. They can watch it right there at home, and so I think that's good, and I think it's great for the NSCAA, and it's great for our game as well. People are going to get to watch that game.
No one working harder than this man on both these games. Thanks for all you do, Eric Stratman.
Thank you for covering us. I appreciate it.
All right, we're here at Cardinal Gibbons High School. Eric Stratman, a great job. And, of course, we couldn't do it without Cardinal Gibbons High School. Their head coach is Tim Healy, and we also caught up with him before the game. Joined now by Tim Healy, the head coach of the Cardinal Gibbons High School boys soccer team, 5-time state champion. When the NSCAA and High School All-America game called you to host this game, why'd you do it, Coach?
Well, I mean, I think, a big believer in high school sports. Wanted to help out the All-American game as much as we could. With the College Cup being here, us being so close, it just kind of made sense to help them out as much as we can.
Certainly you're in a soccer hot market. We mentioned those 5 state titles. Why is the soccer program so good here, Coach?
Well, I think what we do is we have a lot of committed kids with a lot of committed families that understand the work that has to be done in order to kind of achieve a state championship. I've had coaches come back as alumni, come back and help out as coaches. That brings a lot of continuity to where every year your team changes. And my assistant coach, Pano Pascalutis, has helped out a lot over the past. He's been with me for 10 years, helping me win a couple championships.
Beautiful facility. Congrats on all your success. Thanks for hosting.
Thanks a lot.
Tim Healy, what a great man and a great coach. It's halftime of the 2014 Boys High School All-America game, and it's tied at 1 on NSCAA TV.
Each year, the NSCAA puts over 7,000 coaches through our coaching education program. Youth, high school, and college coaches at all levels participate in the diploma courses. No matter where you are in your coaching path, we have something for you. Join your peers and get educated. Better coaching, better players, better game. NSCAA Coaching Academy. Improving soccer, one coach at a time. Register today at nscaa.com/education.
You watch the match live. You road trip to the away games. You rise and fall with every run. Above all, you live your love of the game. Whatever you do, get there with Continental Tires and improve your grip with extreme contact traction.
Continental Tire, for what you do.
Don't forget, the 2015 NSCAA convention is January 14th through 18th, 2015, and you need to register now if you want to save $100. Go to nscaa.com/convention, the world's biggest soccer show. You got to love it. The NSCAA convention. We'll see you in Philadelphia. We are here in Raleigh, North Carolina. Cardinal Gibbons, take a look at the highlights.
East starts things off. You see a Tuahena able to get by, makes a nice move, dekes out the keeper, 1-0 on the east side. And I mean, that move right there is what made it. Loses the second defender. Once he's 1v1 with a keeper, hard to keep a man like him from scoring. East continues through the first half, Dean, to get some opportunities, and this is one of their best ones. Great save made by Barbie. Paul played it out of the air, and then really the star from the first half, Opoku looked the best. Got a lot of opportunities, created some stuff for the East, and then finally it was Jones who was able to break through just under a minute as he ties it and sends this one to halftime, tied at 1 apiece between the East and the West.
Mr. Michigan, as he was a player that Kyle Straub talked quite a bit about, and I'll tell you what, it's interesting because you think about it, a Tuahena from who will be going to Michigan, and then answered by Jones, who will be going to Michigan State. That's really one of the best college soccer rivalries, definitely the best in the Big Ten, and both of them scoring for the East and West respectively.
They're starting the rivalry now, and you're going to get to enjoy that one for 4 years to come.
I can't wait. As well said, Kyle. Love calling games on NSCA TV and the Big Ten Network, as well with Kyle Straub on ESPN3. College soccer, I'll tell you what, gets better and better every day, and it's because of these great players here at the high school level.
It starts here, and it just keeps getting better. As you said, the parity that's throughout both men's and women's college soccer, and that all starts at the high school level. High school's developed. They get things like this going.
And the second half ready to go, and there is the whistle. Tied at 1. Try to get you set on who is in the game for the East. Your right back is Momo. Your center backs at the moment looks like to be Stephen Dovai along with Mickey Watson. In the middle of the park, Connor Smith wearing number 7. Also out there for the East is Con Ilgen wearing number 16. In the back for the West, several other players as well. As no lineups are given. Very fluid here at the high school All-America game. Right side, it'll fall to Ilgen. Now it'll drop back. Ilgen on it again. A little give and go there with Momo rather.
Because this is a fun game, something to enjoy, it's a treat for these kids. Say, hey, you know what? Congratulations, you earned it. Go have fun. So no substitution rules, no need for lineups. Just we're going to sub you in. We're going to get everybody as much playing time as possible.
Gotta love it.
I've heard the coaches down there a couple times. I heard it throughout the girls' game too, looking out at some of the players and just go, score a goal, have some fun. And in that first game, the West, they scored a lot of goals. 5-0 was the win they got.
5-0 West over the East. This one tied at 1. Reset your coaches again. For the East, Mike McLaughlin from St. Ignatius in Cleveland, John Moody, Berkshire School in Sheffield, Mass., Scott Waller, Gonzaga High in Washington, D.C., and Robert Wilcher, T.C. Roberson High in Asheville. Those are the East coaches. For the West, Todd Bretz, Paul Lawrence Dunbar, Lexington, Kentucky, Craig Ewan, St. Thomas Aquinas, Overland Park, Kansas, Matt Longo, so important to this event, the head coach from Quincy, and then Bill Veith from Reitz Memorial, Evansville, Indiana.
Watson whistled for the foul. Mickey Watson, he'll be going to Loyola. For the East, giving the West a great chance here with the free kick.
And over it for the West is Jared Timmer along with Hunter Baroni. And Timmer will leave it for Baroni. Baroni with his right foot. Great shot, deflected, almost picked up and put in by Savanovic, but a good save for the East, as I believe now into the game and not confirmed is Mikkel Outcalt.
We'll see if we can get that confirmed. And trying to see out there. We have some sun in our eyes. It's really hard for us to see out there, but great save from him.
Handball called on Brett Basia.
He is a 2-time Division I state champion, including his senior year out of Ohio. Mikhail was named to the first team All-Ohio and the first team Greater Cleveland team.
Great stuff, Kyle. Sam Stockton, number 8. Drop back here now to Eddie Sadie. Push forward, pretty good ball. Kyle Kanagi.
Really good defense there by Dworsky, Colin Dworsky. Local product from Cary Undecided. Good slide tackle.
Throw in. Found the feet for a moment of Sabanovic. Now it'll come all the way back to Timmer. Luke Barbet now into the game. Jesuit High School, Sacramento, California. He will play at West Point.
Barbet set a state record for shutouts at 23 this past year. The old record was 22. He had 40 for his entire career, and that 23 led the entire nation in shutouts this past year.
Sabanovic putting some pressure on that back line. Sabanovic wearing number 10, still undecided, from Grand Rapids, Michigan.
And for Barbie, how about this little note? He's played 77 games in his career. His team only has lost 4 times, 50 shutouts. He's got 5 assists and a goal to add to those shutouts.
Talent. Play the field a little bit, Jorge Campos style here. Pushing forward for the East, Sam Jester. Saw Jester take a big-time shot in the first half. That was saved. Now the West. They scored in the final minute of the first half to tie it at 1. Opoku with the goal.
I like the job of the West there as that flag goes up.
Jones with the goal, rather, sorry.
Jones with the goal, but I like the job of the West as they moved that ball, really spread it out. They started on the near side, slowly worked it across to that far side to spread out this East defense. Just got a little ahead of themselves with the offside.
Beautiful day in Raleigh, North Carolina. Cardinal Gibbons High School, your host to the 2014 Girls and Boys High School All-America Games right here on NSCAA TV. Dean Linke along with Kyle Straub, Nelson Hurst, and Joe Ferrara producing and directing. Savannah Ravel on graphics. Also here running the show, Ian Lang on the cameras, Matt McCullough, Dylan Fields, Brian Ware. Great crew, Kyle Straub.
Always do a good job for us. They're the ones that make us look good.
Tied at 1. The West looking to make a substitution. Austin Halsey from Topeka, Kansas. Another one of those players still undecided. The sun finally starting to slowly go down. You now see the field covered really by shade. Sun's still beaming in here right at us.
Right into our eyes. I'm using the little window barrier here as a shield for the sun, as Halsey's going to come in. Halsey was a first-team All-State in both 2013 and 14, and was on the was a starting midfielder for his 2012 Kansas Washburn Rural Kansas State Championship team.
Anderson, good ball pushed outside to Stockton. Stockton with his right foot. Great try there by Landon Paul for the West. And the whistle, an injured player, as number 10, Samir Sabanovic from East Kentwood, Grand Rapids, Michigan, is down top of the 18. You just don't like seeing that as they stop the clock with 37 and change left here in the second half.
Didn't see what happened. It put him to the ground and doesn't appear to be in a lot of pain. I wonder if maybe he hit his head. As the training staff will go out to keep an eye on him, check him out. A little bit of a change of pace here in the second half. The East really possessed the ball more in that first half. It is now the West in the second half that has possessed it more. Samir Sabanovic, the player that is down.
Sabanovic being tended to by the training staff.
Sabanovic, the leading scorer at East Kentwood High, 21 goals in his career, 7 assists. Grand Rapids, Michigan, undecided, as Dean said. Didn't play his whole career at East Kentwood High. Played his first year there. Then he went and played 2 years with the Academy of Wolves Academy before coming back to Kentwood High. Got all conference honors in his senior year. A little bit of a limp, but walking off under his own power, which is always a good sign.
Yeah, I hope he's okay for sure. Getting ready to restart, and there we go. Tied at 1. 2014 Boys High School All-America game. Here's Baroni. Hunter Baroni tucks back in. Mark and Dominic Baroni, the twins who starred at Michigan State. Hunter will also play for Damon Rensing.
Thomas Euland with 2 nice balls ahead. One from the back line that helped to spring that attack, slowed it down. He came up from midfield, gathers it in, and you see that one threading the needle through the defense. Just quite can't connect with DeWitt the third.
Here's Corbin Anderson. He'll play for Jamie Clark at Washington next year. He takes the corner. Driven in, falls to the top of the 18. Struck there by Austin Halsey off the bench. What a bad idea by Halsey. And over on the sideline, I can tell you that Sabinovich starting to move around.
Trying to jog it out a little bit, hopefully just a tweaked ankle.
Jones with the goal for the West, DeJuan Jones. He'll go to Michigan State. He answered a goal from Francis Atuahena, who will go to Michigan. Tyler Gabero, right side. He'll play it now to Trevor Davok. As the East getting ready to make wholesale changes. It'll be another corner kick. Nope, they'll say it was out of bounds.
I think they're saying it was already out by the time that it hit the defender. You'd see a look there. That is Sabanovich. Talking with the trainer and the coaching staff. I think he's telling them, hey, I want to get back in there. I want to keep playing. Wholesale changes for the East.
Gavin Barger checking in for the East. Number 13, number 15, Trezor Buyu coming into the game. Number 9, Derek McKinnon. Just a few of the subs now for the East.
10 minutes gone here in the second half, Dean. It has been all West in this second half. And they keep putting the pressure on. That time, Robert DeWitt III again, forcing the East to just clear it out of bounds and a throw-in.
Yeah, you're right. It has been mostly the team wearing the black jerseys here in the second half. Huge goal in the final minute of the first half by DeJuan Jones to tie it at 1, and the West have kept that momentum. No goals to show for it here in the second half, though. Might be one here as that one popped up. Back again. Let's see if the East can counter.
Looking to, but that pass given away right at midfield. Robert DeWitt III for the West from Kansas City, Missouri, going to be going to Xavier. Had 10 goals this year, Dean, but apparently when he plays tough competition, raises his level. 4 of his 10 goals were against nationally ranked top 10 opponents this year.
Davok for the East. Pretty good run, stays with it, bounces up on the field turf. It'll go out of bounds, and it'll be a goal kick.
Eddie Sadie for the West, able to stick a foot in there, kind of just disrupt Davok enough that he couldn't get that one on frame.
The West staff, Todd Bretz, Craig Ewing, Matt Longo, Bill Veith, looking to make a change as soon as they can.
As a junior, Davok had 31 goals. That earned him the ISL Offensive Player of the Year, was All-State, All-League, and All-New England, as well as All-Scholastic. And then in his senior year, just decided, you know, let's up it a little bit more, grab the career scoring record at the Rivers School, as well as getting NSCAA All-American honors.
Opoku will sneak into the game as we've got a bloody nose. Number 21, Kyle Kanegi with the bloody nose. And good to see as well, number 10, Samir Sabanovic get back into the game. He will replace Hunter Baroni.
Kanagi, the player with the bloody nose, actually took a ball off the face down inside of the 18 on the offensive side of things for the West. Kanagi, a high school All-American this year. First team All-State, Naperville Sun Player of the Year this past year as well.
Here's a shot. Look at Opoku off the bench. Just because Kanagi had the bloody nose, he just threw him in there, and he almost scored.
And the impressive thing here, as you see the replay, is the bend that he's able to get on this ball while moving to his right to bend it back to the left and force the keeper, Olkut, to have to get a hand on it. Otherwise, that one probably in the back of the net.
Boy, that is the second time it has fallen to Austin Halsey, who has volleyed from 20 yards out but not on frame.
Olkut came off the line to punch away the initial cross on the corner. And as she said, Halsey going to keep trying it. One of them will get on frame maybe.
Donawa, who was really good on the right side in the first half. Falls to Halsey, and just so I need to be corrected, Trevor Davok was the player that for the East has, oh, that was right, it was Halsey. It was Davok a moment ago. I had it right, Kyle. Tell me never to doubt myself.
You shouldn't. It's hard when you have players running in and out as much as they do.
30 minutes remaining here, tied at 1. Pushing forward here now is Donawa.
Bad giveaway by the West. They're deep in their own territory. They're lucky that didn't hurt them or result in a goal or a better opportunity for the East. Nice passing in the midfield by the West.
Left side. Sabanovic. He'll cross it. Back again. Opoku has been very good wearing that number 17.
Both players with the right idea just couldn't quite connect. And you see the big smile on Opoku's face there. He knew he missed that one. Great cross, hits him on a run. Tried to play it out of the air and just missed it by a hair.
Landon Paul, number 2 from Edwardsville, Illinois, looking to check in for the West, along with number 11, Brett Basia from Boise, Idaho. When we say the nation's best, we mean the nation's best, as so many states represented here in both the girls and boys high school All-America game. Opoku turned, would have been better served to pass it. Didn't know where he was when he turned. And coming into the game for the East is Mickey Watson, wearing number 1.
Watson, I said earlier, a 5-year varsity player, started on the varsity team when he was in 8th grade, helped to lead Kent School to a New England championship in his junior year. Last couple of minutes, the East finally starting to put a little bit of pressure on the West, but not too much.
Just coming off the bench, Mickey Watson. He's in for that reason. Shore up that back line for the East, who, as Kyle Straub has told you, have been under some pressure here in the second half. Jack Harrison, number 11, touch a moment ago. Offside was Opoku.
Really, right now, the difference, Dean, is just the West is a little bit more crisper in their midfield passing. They're able to transition from defense into offense and able to do something with it. The East haven't quite been as crisp. The pass is not on point. Nice touch there, though.
Here's a shot. And it looked like Barbet got just a piece of it, but they'll say no, it'll be a goal kick.
Pre-game meals were provided by our friends at North Carolina Subway Group, representing all 850 Subway restaurants in North Carolina. Subway, play hard and eat fresh.
Speaking of playing hard, a great shot right there from Justin Donawa, Berkshire School, Sheffield, Mass. Trying to put the East back on top. They got an early lead from number 3, Francis Tuahena, but it was answered in the final minute by DeJuan Jones. Kinney is in. Deflected, out of bounds, corner kick East. Under 27 minutes remaining.
Best opportunity that the East has had in this second half right there. Nice touch to get free by McKinney. Excuse me, Ben Kinney. And you see a defender on the hip still able to get it on frame and force the keeper.
Great drop. Sorry, Kyle. That was a great drop there by a Tuahena. Just running over the ball. And Davok not on frame. Go ahead, Kyle.
It was just great job by Kinney to be able to get that one on frame with the defender on a hip and force the corner kick for the East.
Pushing forward. Donawa for a moment. He'll lose it. Flag stays down. Opoku. Boy, he needs to pass it. He'll stay with it. He'll take the shot. No, he doesn't. It's 2-1. The human highlight reel. Edward Opoku puts the West on top.
I was thinking the same thing as you did. He had a player on his right-hand side, and it looked like he was waiting for him to get there, Instead, lulls the defense to sleep and fires one into the back of the net to give the West the 2-1 lead.
So West on top, 2-1, as they get ready to bring in Patrick Johansson.
Poku, a goal scorer in every sense of the word, 85 goals scored in his high school career. That is the Millbrook school record for goals in a career. That'll force the East to push just a little bit more on the offensive side.
Dropped here to Harrison. Harrison dancing back to Donawa. Donawa with the right foot. It'll come all the way across to Davok.
A little strong with the corner. With the cross, excuse me.
Wow. A Tuahena comes forward. He'll take the shot. He's looked good.
Tuahena scored the first goal for the East, trying to do it all himself right there through the midfield as he's able to get through a couple of defenders but can't get that shot on frame. Good 30, 35 yards out from him.
Remind everybody as well to make sure they get registered for the NSCA convention coming up in Philadelphia. And if you want to save a little bit of money, you need to register now. The price is increased by $100 at midnight tomorrow. So go to nscaa.com/convention. 2-1 West. It was all West in the girls' high school All-America game. They won at 5-0. The East took a 1-0 lead, but the West has answered in the boys now with a 2-1 lead.
Threatening again.
They are looking for more. Making a run right down the spine was Jack Beath, but he wasn't able to get it. It will be a corner kick, though, for the West as Mass changes again for the East. As coming into the game, Austin Maloney, number 2, number 6. Momo also coming into the game, number 8, Tyler Gabera. as well as number 5, Colin Dworsky.
You mentioned Jack Veith, who was making that run for the West before the corner. 2-time Indiana All-State selection, led his team in 2013 to the Final Four. Had a brother, Michael Veith, that played in this game when it was held in Birmingham, Alabama in 2012.
West looking for that third one. Cleared off the line. The West still on it. Boy, it looked like Jones is ready to dial for another one. He got the first one for the West. Jones and Opoku. Dworsky. 22 minutes remaining here in the second half. Great day in Raleigh, North Carolina. Cardinal Gibbons High School. It was fun spending time with Tim Healy. They won another state championship this year. The Cardinal Gibbons boys high school soccer team. 5 now for Coach Healy.
Does your son play soccer? Is he going to be one of those, get the 6th state title?
I'll tell you, I wish, actually. I was talking to Coach Healy about that. I love watching Max Linke play soccer, but I tell you what, they're too good. I don't know. I don't know. He's more focused on basketball and baseball, which, by the way, their baseball team's pretty good here, too.
There you go. As long as he can win a state title in some sport, that's all.
That's what they do here at Cardinal Gibbons.
Yeah, I know. That's why I said is he's going to win a state title in something.
They're getting ready to move up a couple levels as well. The enrollment off the charts. Yeah, this was a phone call I was happy to receive. Hey, do you want to call some more games and call right down the road?
Especially your son had a game here, so you got to go to the game. You're going to be here anyway. Why not just go ahead and do some work?
Basketball game at 10 a.m. and now.
And I got to tell you, this is work. And I'm using those quotations because this is so hard for us right now.
Yeah, we're having a blast. Best seat in the house.
East trying to get a little something going here and even it up. Nice slide tackle. Eddie Sadie coming in for the West. Sadie out of Minnesota will go to San Jose State. Choosing to leave snowy Minnesota to go to California. Get away from the cold and get to the sunshine.
Well said, Kyle. Good tackle by Watson. Taken back, though, by the West. On the ball is Veith. Shield by Dovi. Under 20 minutes remaining in the boys high school All-America game. Kyle Straub, Dean Linke. Also want to thank Rob Kehoe from the NSCAA for being here. He'll be the featured speaker tonight as part of the Boys and Girls High School All-America post-game dinner back at the Hilton Garden Inn, streets of South Point.
And the players get to go to tomorrow's game as well as part of this, right?
They do, yep. Pushing forward, the West looking for more. They could get it right there as it fell to the feet there of Jordan Klein.
Klein looking to get the goal, set a school record with 49 assists while he was at Avon High. 4-year letter winner. First team All-State, both his junior and senior years. West was again looking to get that one to DeJuan Jones, was making a run.
Great run here from Maloney, who played for Smiling Bob Warming and the Penn State Nittany Lions. Boy, it just seems like every time the East try to put a little pressure on, it's won back by the West, and not only are they winning it, they're putting together shots.
Yeah, they're getting good opportunities out of it. The East is able to push the ball down into the West the attacking third of this field, but they get it down there. The West takes it back. And when they counter, they're actually able to get some opportunities off of it.
Hunter Baroni looking to check in along with number 3, Matthew Holland.
There's a nice touch in the midfield by Johansson.
Yeah, exactly what we're talking about. They're back on it again, and here's Johansson. He had it for a moment, stripped. Push forward there. It was Ilgen with a touch for a moment. High pressure now coming from Gardner. Gardner almost got there. Maloney will chest it, but it won by the West for the moment. Taken away back again by the East.
Foul at midfield, nothing malicious there, but the speed coming upfield from Gabara sent him flying. You see just 1 foot on him, but goes flying about four yards in the air.
All right. Lots of subs now for the West team, coached by Todd Bretz, Craig Ewing, Matt Longo, Bill Veith. As they try to protect that 2-1 lead here in the final 16 and change. Brilliant back heel from Johansson. One back, though, by the East. Almost fell perfectly to Brian Hawkins now into the game from Notre Dame High, Lawrenceville, New Jersey. He'll play it for Dan Donegan at Rutgers. Here's Jordan Klein. Going to play for Todd Yeagley at Indiana.
So I've got to ask you, we're on air, we're going to get it out there now. What is your pick tomorrow? UCLA, Virginia, men's championship. Who's going to win it, Dean?
You know, I think it is the year of the UCLA Bruins and Jorge Salcedo. Virginia's such a great disciplined team, though, as we've seen all year. But UCLA, just with so much talent, I think they'll take what happened against Providence, where you could say Providence outplayed them, and they'll use that to their benefit. But, you know, it really is a true pick-em game. Both those teams are great, but I'm going to go with the Bruins.
And I'm with you on that one. I think the Bruins are going to be able to come away with it. I think it's going to be Leo Stoles who's going to help lead them in his senior year, help to lead him to that elusive national championship they were so close to last year. Virginia very close as well, though. I can tell you two things. One, I cannot guarantee you who's going to win. And two, I can guarantee you it's going to be a heck of a game.
I tell you, don't get that insight every day right there, Kyle.
No.
It'll be a corner kick.
Leo Stoles, one of the Herman Trophy finalists. Who's the rest of them on there? Andy Craven from UNC is on there as well, right? We did the semifinals. They're narrowing down that list, and you get a team to the national championship playing for it. Leo Stoles. Got to figure he's one of the favorites.
Under 15 minutes remaining in this one. Baroni playing it forward to Klein. Klein with one man to beat. Klein is in. Klein held up there. Pretty good one-on-one defending. This game's starting to open up just a little bit here at Cardinal Gibbons High School.
Yeah, long passes up and down the field, and that was good defending there by Aramuz Momo. One-on-one with the player. You see both teams really going for that home run shot, trying the long pass. Get behind the defense.
Ooh, great move right there by Ilgen. Ilgen crossed right in front, handled again by the West and Luke Barbet.
Ilgen with a good idea to cross that ball. Would have rather seen him chip it, get it up into the air to allow a player to make a run on it instead of leaving that one right on the ground, an easy ball for Barbet to handle.
DeJuan Jones scored the first one for the West, and then Opoku with what would be the game winner.
Jones, under a minute to go in the first half. The East really, I thought, played better than the West did in that first half, but the goal from Jones with under a minute, from there on, it has been all West.
Opuku is back in, along with Kyle Kanegi, who had that bloody nose.
And Opuku, offensively, has been, to me, the standout player. Has been all over the place, the footwork. Once he gets into college, going to have to learn to use the teammates a little more. We've seen him do it all by himself a lot here today, but I'm sure that once he gets into college, figures out exactly where it is he wants to go, still undecided, but whatever school he decides to go to, really get a great player.
That was Eddie Sadie, number 34, a moment ago, the center back for the West, who snapped it back to the aforementioned goalkeeper. 2-1 West, a little over 12 minutes. Kanegi to Opuku. Opuku, he's always thinking shot, and he did it again on a tough angle.
Left-footed shot, at least was able to get it on frame.
Ilgen and the East fans trying to will an equalizer. Drop back to Tristan Gardner, Hampton Academy. Another one of those players undecided. Stay with us right after the game. I will talk to the players of the game for both teams, winners and loser, or in fact, if it's tied, it's our understanding if it is tied, they'll just keep it a tie. Of course, that could change. Very fluid here. You never know.
Ilgen led that last attack for the East. He led Mattituck High to the New York Class B state title last year, was named the finals MVP. Also named All-State Player in 2013, was the Suffolk County Small Schools Player of the Year.
Great trap by Baroni. Baroni stays with it. Baroni dropped. Opuku. Unselfish play by Baroni. He had enough space where he could have dialed one up from 25 yards. The East going the other way. It'll fall to the feet of Jester. Jester, far side. Staying with it. Great move by Jester. Back with his left foot. Sent across. Dangerous. Snapped by Ulen. It'll fall to Ilgen. Ilgen back across again and can't get by the near post. They'll say off of the West. It'll be a corner kick East. 10 minutes and change.
Didn't realize that there was a deflection there. I just thought that Ilgen wasn't able to get around that ball to cross it, but the East with 10 minutes to go. Good opportunity with the corner coming.
Atua Henna will come back into the game along with Connor Smith, Jack Harrison, Justin Donawa, and Trezor Buyu. Trezor Buyu, by the way, my bad. It'll be a corner kick now for number 15, Buyu. Came out to practice yesterday. Spent some time with both teams, and for those fine mom and dads out there, spent as much time as we could trying to get the pronunciation right, but if we missed on a couple, we do apologize. Delighted to have each and every one of these talented players here.
Barbie made a great play off of that corner to come off the line, go up in the air and grab it, but came down a little awkwardly in some traffic. We'll take a look at the replay. Ball sent in towards the back post. Read it great and got a head right into his ribs.
Baroni. Good touches all the way around now for the East. Played into space. This could be it. Back across. Donawa had Maloney open but couldn't find him.
Had him open and making a run right down the center of the 18, right at the goal. Great ball through. Hits him in stride and just a little hard on that cross.
2-1 West. The West going for the sweep today. The girls team won 5-0 over the East. Buyu. Staying with it. Buyu.
East starting to push a little bit more, getting themselves some more opportunities. Clock ticking down under 8 minutes, still trailing by 1.
Baroni will come out. Here comes the West. They have watched the East in the last 5 minutes dominate more of the possession, which is understandable as the East down a goal. Be a throw in for the West. 7 minutes and change. Thrilled to be with you all day here on NSCAA TV, bringing you the 2014 girls and boys high school All-America games, sandwiched between the College Cup here in the area at Cary, North Carolina. Tomorrow, Virginia and UCLA. That game on ESPNU at noon. Kyle Straub will be signing autographs at Wake Med Soccer Park. He's going to the game. Is that right?
I'm going to the game.
Okay.
Whether I have to sign autographs or not is a whole nother thing.
Jones, great touch. And the even better tackle, though, by Stephen Dovai. Harrison keeping possession for the East. 6 minutes remaining in this one. Boy, and the sun has gone down, and what has been a very warm, pleasant day, the temperature has dropped 10 plus.
Quickly getting a little bit chilly. I'm not going to say it's cold out, but it is getting chilly quick when it was T-shirt weather basically for most of the day.
Donawa. Looked like he was fouled. He won't get the call, though. It'll be a goal kick. And right now, you got to figure the West not in a hurry, trying to protect that 2-1 lead.
So we'll know for next year when we do this again. Hopefully it's back here at Cardinal Gibbons. Start the games a half hour earlier. This way, by the time we're done, the sun is still up and it's warm.
Meticulous planning by Kyle Straub.
Always have to think ahead, Dean. Always have to think ahead.
Well done, young man. Booyu on the turn. Drops it over to the left side. Gavin Barger. Right after the game, we will talk to the players of the game for both teams before we send it home. I want to thank all of the family members as well for their incredible support of all of these young men and young women for the girls game as well. And we thank you for watching as well on NSCAA TV. Delighted to be with you from Raleigh, North Carolina, Cardinal Gibbons High School. The East, can they equalize? He's got one already, a Tuahena, not on frame.
Tuahena scored the first goal for the East, looking for the equalizer there.
Once again, I want to thank the Summit Hospitality Group, Continental Tire, Subway, North Carolina, Soccer.com, Adidas, and all of the wonderful supporters of both of these games under the direction of the tireless Eric Stratman. The guy is an absolute bulldog.
He has done an absolute great job putting this together over the last few years with the men and the women, just 2 years in.
Opoku with a pass that time.
Good ball that he played in towards the back post, was looking to catch a teammate on a run. Feet got tangled with a defender. was Sam Stockton that he was looking for. Stockton from Louisville, Kentucky, going to be going to Indiana University. 2013 Kentucky Player of the Year. 2014 Offensive Player of the Year.
The East. With 150 seconds remaining to try to tie it.
Great pass right there.
Incredible give and go. They were in, and once again, it was Atua Henna who has just been fantastic. Atua Henna for the East and Opoku for the West.
You see here a one-touch, kind of pushes it behind him through the legs of a defender, right in stride to his teammate.
2 minutes remaining in this one. Kyle Straub will bring it home, headed down to the field to interview the players of the game. Can the East equalize?
Opoku on the near side, 2 East players. Opoku wanting possession to be for the West, and he will get it. It'll be a throw-in for the West. Throw-in hits Jones in the back. He's able to retreat and get it back to Opoku. Maloney steps in defensively to take it away from Opoku momentarily. He gets it back and takes a shot from about 35 yards away, easily handled. Barbie sends it out towards midfield. Under 1 minute to go here, the West with the 2-1 lead, trying to win the second high school All-American game today. The women, West defeating the East 5-0 before this one. East reversing field as they look for one more push to try and find that equalizer. Have an opportunity here inside the 18, and diving on that loose ball is Barbie. And he will be in no rush to get it back into play. 15 seconds away from the win for the West. Six. And that is going to do it. The West sweeps the high school All-American games. The women get the 5-0 win over the East. The men get the 2-1 win over the East. And the winning goal from Edward Opoku out of Millbrook, New York, undecided. First goal for the West came from DeJuan Jones. He'll be going to Michigan State. And that was to answer the first goal of the game scored by the East. It was Francis Atua Henna, excuse me. He will be going to Michigan. They start the rivalry early, Michigan and Michigan State. We'll see where Opoku ends up. Maybe he factors into there and goes to Ohio State. We'll see. But it is a 2-1 win for the West. As we wait for Dean to get the player of the game for the West and the East, we'll throw it down to him as soon as he's got his players of the game. Both teams shaking hands. Dean looking for Opoku is going to be his player of the game for the West side. Opoku as well as Corbin Anderson down there with Dean Linke as the West players of the game. Opoku with what turned out to be the game winner. We're going to throw it down to Dean now on the field.
Joined now by the players of the game for your winning team, the West, knocking off the East by a score of 2-1. That's Corbin Anderson. He will be taking his talents to Washington. And how about the game-winning goal scorer, Edward Opoku? We'll start with you, Edward. You were dynamic out there. Talk about how much fun you had.
It was really fun. I go to school in the East Side, and they put me in the West Coast team. And I was a little upset because I wouldn't be able to play with my friends, but it was fun meeting new guys, and it's just a great experience, and I loved every minute of it.
Corbin did a great job, middle of the park. Congratulations on the win. You're going to Washington. Talk about why you picked Washington.
I mean, overall, it's just a great school. Seattle's a great city. I love it. Academics are top tier in the country, as well as the athletics, soccer. I think they're like 14th in the nation right now. The coaches are really a big factor in that decision as well.
Edward, sorry about that.
I'm excited, so.
Have you made your decision yet?
I'm still thinking about it. I wasn't so sure if I was going to be eligible for Division I, so I was just working on my SATs. But now that I got it, I'm looking at 3 schools, which is Marquette, UCSB, and UNC. I just talked to them last Thursday, and then just to see if the coach is be able to help me in terms of off the field and on the field too.
Finally, Corbin, talk about the entire experience these last 3 days.
It was great. I mean, coming from California, I was kind of an outcast at first. But, I got to know guys, Edward. We're all really good friends now. And just on the field, we all meshed really well, which was great. So,
congratulations to both of you. Good luck. All right, Corbin Anderson, Edward Opoku, your players of the game for the West. We'll go back up to Kyle Straub and interview the player of the game for the East.
There are your players of the game from the West. Opoku with the game-winning goal, still trying to make his decision. Just told you, has narrowed it down to 3 schools. Corbin Anderson will be going to Washington. He attended Granite Bay High School. Dean trying to get his East All-American players of the game. See them making their way down across the field as family has joined, so a little bit chaotic down on the field for Dean, but looks like he has got his player, and it'll be the man who scored the goal for the East, Francis Atuahena. We're going to throw it down to Dean on the field.
Francis Atuahena, a brilliant game. I know you lost, but fantastic goal. Tell us about the goal.
It was a pretty tough start because we're different from different places, so it was hard to get to play together as a team, but we got the rhythm, and they realized quickly that I'm very quick guy, so they play me through like a very nice ball from my midfielders. So it was a good start for me to get around and then get a good start for the team.
So, Francis, I was texting Shaka Daly during the game saying, hey, you got a good one coming to Ann Arbor. How excited are you to play at Michigan?
I'm very, very excited, extremely excited. They have a fantastic facilities, wonderful coaches, Chaka and Tommy and everyone. So I just can't wait to see them next year and then show them the talents that I have to also offer to the team. So I just can't wait.
How much fun have you had these past few days? It's been a really nice time.
It's been a really great time. It's such a wonderful opportunity to bring some of the greatest footballers in the country to play together as a team. It's just blessing to be here with such a talent guy. We will obviously be seeing these guys in college next level, so it's good to know them right now, and then once we see them in the future, we know we'll be like, oh, guy, we played together a few years ago. So it's just good to come here and then see everyone. So it's been great.
Great game. Good luck in the future, and good luck at Michigan.
Thank you very much.
Francis Atuahena, the player of the game for the East. I want to thank Eric Stratman, the wonderful director of this event, all the coaches and the players, Summit Hospitality, Continental Tire, Subway North Carolina, AdidasSoccer.com. It's been a great time. Send us home, Kyle.
Thank you, Dean. For Dean Linke, I'm Kyle Straub saying so long from Cardinal Gibbons High School here in Raleigh, North Carolina. We thank you for joining us. You have seen it all right here on NSCAA TV.